Welcome back to Up Front. Some tough but really not unexpected news about the Democratic National Convention in Milwaukee. The August convention will be mostly virtual due to COVID-19. Delegates won't travel to Milwaukee. Most side events also canceled, and the remaining events will be at the Wisconsin Center instead of Fiserv Forum. So how do Democrats generate enthusiasm with a virtual convention? We're talking now with Carrie Pennybaker, a member of the DNC representing Wisconsin. Like we said, not unexpected news here. But conventions these days, they're not really for nominating someone. Instead, it's more about the fanfare, the excitement, the media attention. So how do you get people excited with a virtual convention?
Well, we're still going to have to do the same work we had planned on doing to begin with. And our state party here in Wisconsin just had our first virtual statewide convention 2 weeks ago. And we did the very same thing then in generating as much buzz as we possibly could. To consolidate the convention that would have normally been in 2 days, now down to a 2-hour virtual event. So we're going to do a massive push to make sure that people understand just how important this convention still is going to need to be, and that folks need to still be engaged and be participating in what's going to happen. Because this is, I mean, you hear this every cycle, but this is truly the most important election of our lifetime. And we have to do everything we possibly can do to make sure that Joe Biden wins. And that includes making sure this first partial virtual convention goes off without a hitch.
Well, and I understand that it will still be anchored here in Milwaukee, but it will include some satellite cities, I was reading. So what does that mean?
So there are going to be satellite events throughout the country at a variety of locations so that those folks are able to participate in one way or the other. So there are going to be satellite events and virtual events that are going to go on. So there's a lot of things that go on at these conventions. It's not just we're nominating our candidate, but there are also caucus meetings. There are committee meetings. There's actual business that goes on at these events, in addition to the parties and the gatherings and things like that. So a lot of those things are going to have to happen remotely and through satellite locations.
And I understand you would love to have the convention in 2024 in Milwaukee. Do you think there's a chance of that happening?
Absolutely. I mean, Milwaukee is a great city. Wisconsin is a great state. And the folks who put this together fought very hard to make sure that the convention came to Milwaukee. And I think, you know, this just didn't go our way through no fault of our own. I think we definitely should get another shot of putting on a convention that gives us the opportunity to really showcase and show off how amazing our city and our great state truly is. And I think the DNC is going to have to take a hard look at that. And being one of our elected DNC members, I'm definitely going to push hard to make sure that happens.
Joe Biden has already said that he will choose a woman as his VP. Do you think that he will choose a woman of color?
I have the opinion that he will. And I think it's a good thing for the country. We've seen our first black president with Barack Obama, my favorite president, by the way. And it did a lot for folks. And I think having a woman of color would do a lot for young women of color now that they can see that they have the opportunity really to get to at least the second highest seat in the land. And it's shattering all types of glass ceilings for young girls of color. And I think we have some amazing candidates are available that are women of color, and Senator Kamala Harris or Stacey Abrams or Val Demings, for example. So those are just three, and there are a number of other ones that are incredibly capable, and I think would do a great job of making sure we balance out this ticket and have more diversity and making sure that those glass ceilings keep getting shattered.
Carrie Pennybaker, thank you.
Thanks for having me on.
Coming up, a special site in Wisconsin making a comeback.